Beautiful people, it's me, Pamela, on my YouTube. Cho, no, what's the T? Siyahlaziya.
Guys, let's just unpack on a sense of me. Okay, so about today, Advocate Charles Mnes outdid himself in the court today. He was just like, Lalela, we're not backing down. Yes, that is state, no ratatin. Hey boy, he was on fire. I'm just like, what happened? Guys, what's going on? He was just like to Mr. Tabengu. Do you know what's his dignity? I'm just like, guys, like, honestly, but Lalela, it serves them right. Do you see how Judge Rata is treated in Dogam? Qiniselani Buthelezi ukuthi he didn't want to answer Dr. Sibanda, guys. He doesn't have to, because that's not what he wrote in the statement. We've been repeating the same thing, and Omnisi, his point is, there's no need for that. That's not procedural. That's not law. That's not right. That's not his statement. That's all he's saying. He's saying that he cannot answer further because that's Ginda's handwriting first. Secondly, he wrote his own things. He cannot agree to saying, accused number one. He doesn't know him like that. They're not friends. He just used to see him at Basuto Hostel. And then Uras was just like, okay, yeah, the court must just stand down, actually, second court, until Azalete, a lawyer, or Uzobosh. Really, guys? For 5 years, and then another one was 2 years. I'm just like, you're taking advantage. Now, remember, I even made a video where I said, Urata now. It's just being difficult now. There's no need for this. Into a state, like I'm sure a gatekeeper, Ubrigadier Geninda was like, but that's exactly what you must do. Just suppress them into Uber, in a position where they can come out. And this is just like, that's so unfair though. Like, why would you do that? Guniselan is like, actually, can I just go back to Ngome now? To Ngome prison. I'm done with Koshumaburu. Actually, I'm just like, yeah, what again? And then Mr. Tabengu now can't even answer some of the things that they're asking him. Guys, like, honestly, I'm still gonna do a video just for that. Because I'm just like, Umnis outdid himself. It's just like, we're not backing down. We are human, Musla. Not servant. Like, what's going on? Oh, you are a convict. But they haven't even been convicted, these guys. But you remember with accused number 3, the stuff that used to happen to him. In solitary confinement. Like, why? When he wasn't even convicted, that's what Minister was asking last year in 2025. Kanjan, solitary confinement, is it not for people who are hooligans, who don't listen and do stuff? Isn't this wrong in prison, inside prison? This person doesn't do anything to anyone. But why is he in solitary confinement? It's his gatekeeping situations again. His tactics. It's just like law. Accused number 3. Man said accused number 1. But I guess accused number 1 is just like most of the stuff that they're saying now is actually lies. You know, like I'm saying, good leyo sazokwenza video yayo nje on its own. For now, besa concentrate kuqiniselana is just like, can I go home now? Actually, my home is Engqom prison. Ngoba angikuthandi, I'm not happy. I'm ready to go. So it's just like, wow. Actually, the whole thing, yeah, Qiniselani and his statement is actually now a broken record. Ngoba no, Ramusipile tried to stand up for Qiniselani. That thing is hearsay. Ugininda added these things there. Qiniselani is actually telling us he wrote. Actually, he told Gininda until at a certain point. The rest of the things he doesn't know. And then they're forcing him. Murata is like, no, it's not law. It's not law. Why are you doing this? And even no, Ramusipil is saying the same thing. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not procedural. And it's actually not even law. It's wrong. And they're bringing up cases. Some Govender case that has nothing to do with anything. You know? Guys. And then Akamok. Baby Ronnie Seband. Dr. Seband. He doesn't even know his stuff. He doesn't even know his work. That person. They were just like, ask your colleague. Leonard Kaluki, ubabako, look, funzayo vele izinto wrong. How does this go? He didn't even know what to say. It's just like, I know the court has made, my lord actually has made the ruling. Umnisi end. Abantabana experience. Umnisi end. Attorney, Sipora Musipile is just like, no, please, stop. It's nothing like this. You know, Usepi's in the credibility of the statement. Ronnie Sibanda, they just like, no. Stop it. We're not on this one. Stop. You know? Yeah, we're just gonna continue again, guys, with the rest of the day of what happened. Because also they didn't even say goodbye. Someone asks us if they're coming back tomorrow.
Until he decides to testify, if at all.
Yeah, well, he will be still.
Yeah, so he's entitled to a month at least. What is the attitude of the state?
Yes, this is my lord. If my colleagues are amenable that we proceed today, the state can proceed with further cross-examination of the witness today.
As it is the court, my lord. The court would remember that when we adjourned the matter up until the Monday, when there was this issue of a Section 189 inquiry, on that Friday, the state had put it on record that it would proceed to deal with the matter on the following Monday, which was the Monday that we're coming from. That is now I think it was the 15th. When the state was ready to proceed, or when we were expecting the state to proceed on that day, that's when then the court introduced the fact that our accused is still prepared to testify or what, my lord. But when we adjourned on the Friday before then, the state had made it very clear that it would proceed on the following week on a Monday. The state was still on the podium.
Yeah, you are
This is my lord. My lord, I confirm what Mr. Advocate Albert says. The witness had also indicated to me, my lord, that the sooner he's done with his testimony in this court, so that he returns to his original prison that is in Ngome, because he doesn't have his belongings here, and the conditions here are far worse off than where he's held off, my lord. So if we could dispense with a month's notice that is mentioned in that section, my lord, then we proceed with the hearing of the matter today, so that he's quickly released from his attendance here, my lord. We'll appreciate that, my lord, as the court proceeds.
Thank you, my lord. I'm in agreement with my colleague's submissions.
Yeah, except that his attorney, advocate, is a gentleman. You are outside the purview of this application. I have to listen to Mr. Maritz because he is counsel in this proceedings. It's not me saying that.
Yeah,
it's a constitutional court in the SCA.
I don't want to interrupt you. He's fully prepared to start and testify now.
Okay, if he is fine. I heard you saying maybe he wants to.
No, it's just in the event that it's going to be a long postponement. That was all I was addressing.
Okay,
all right. He would prefer to front now, simply that.
Yeah, you can come in and say, your counsel says if you're prepared to testify today, you can do so.
Yes, my lord.
Yes, okay. You're still under oath then. Are you with us?
My lord, would I be required to remain in attendance?
No. If you want to, fine. If you don't.
As a court, my lord, Mr. Malloy has my phone number.
Okay.
Available on short notice if there's an issue.
Okay, fine. Yes, Mr.
My lord, may I then proceed? My lord, we adjourned the matter at the stage where the prosecution was about to hand up the statements that was taken by Brigadier Ginenda from this witness, my lord. And then the state submitted that the statement is to be admitted as Exhibit ZZZ12. However, there was an objection, my lord, when I was about to hand the statement up to the court by Advocate Minister, my lord. The state submits, my lord, that it has laid all the basis for the statement, my lord. The only issue in this, my lord, is the credibility of the witness as well as the person that took down the statement. That is the only issue in this, my lord. Regarding the statement, the witness has confirmed that the statement was taken by Brigadier Ginenda. His signature appears on 2 pages, and the signature of the person that took down the statement also appears on the statement. The witness rather has also confirmed his details, confirmed some of the information that is contained in the statement, and the state submit, my lord, that it has laid all the basis for the statement to be admitted as Exhibit ZZZ12.
Isn't that a rule that you can continue?
Yes, my lord.
But before we had the problem.
Indeed, so, my lord, but there was an objection, my lord, when I was about to hand the actual statement to the court.
Oh, that's all. What's the objection, Mr. Nisi? Is there an objection?
I'm saying there wasn't an objection.
Yeah, didn't I rule that you can hand it in if he has proven it?
No, soon after I raised the objection, my lord, then the court asked what time was it, and then the time was mentioned to the court, and then the court made a rule that we need to postpone the matter up until next week Monday. There was no ruling.
Okay, fine. You want to substantiate your objection?
Yes, my lord.
Yeah, what is it?
Thank you, my lord. Now, my lord, the court would recall. Thank you. My lord, the court would recall that there was a point when we had to argue and submit heads of argument with regard to the cross-examination of Mr. Kwabeni Zungu. on his statement, we raised an objection and stated certain bases there which needed to be complied with first. And there was a ruling from the court that we needed to file heads of arguments, which we did, my lord. The state came and argued the matter, and the defense also argued the matter. Then the state relied on certain authorities, but exclusively the defense relied on the decision of Makala, which dealt with the statement of a co-accused in terms of Section 12 and 4, my lord. But the decision in Makala, my lord, to a larger extent, actually the majority ruling. Yes, the majority ruling in that court, my lord, emphasized the principle that for a statement, before a state can go and get into a statement of a witness, the state needed to dispense with certain jurisdictional factors, my lord. Which factors are enumerated in the case? In the case of Orendal, my lord. Govender, not Orendal, Govender, my lord. Even before the state can go into the content of the statement. In arguing that case, my lord, or in arguing the situation that held before court, then the state relied on the minority judgment in the Makala case, which is not authority, my lord. And this case comes from a constitutional court, which was a constitutional imperative. That procedure is a constitutional imperative, my lord, as to how a statement should be proved. Now, the reliance on a minority judgment by the state, my lord, it's unconstitutional, because the law as it stands, it's a decision that came from the majority judgment, which is the law as it stands now. The minority judgment was just a wishful thinking, my lord. And in this instance, again, the state embarked on that very same procedure to begin to cross-examine this witness on the content of the statement to find out whether or not the witness was the maker of the statement. In that judgment, they presupposed the trial within the trial, which has not been held in this instance, my lord. But in any event, that was an unconstitutional process. In other words, this court allowed an unconstitutional process to ensue, my lord.
Court Wabiani?
It's us, my lord. It's the defense. Yes.
Yeah. You may continue.
Thank you, my lord. Therefore, my lord, for the state in this instance to get into a content of the statement, even before a trial within the trial could be held, as per the minority judgment then in the constitutional court, my lord, was irregular. But as I'm saying, my lord, that is not law. It was just a wishful thinking on the part of the minority judgment. The majority judgment, allaying the decision, emphasized and confirmed the procedure in the Govender matter, my lord. So the state in this instance sought to get into the statement with a view to find out whether or not this Mr. Buthelezi was the maker of that statement. That procedure is flawed, it's unconstitutional.
Even if he says he is the maker, he says, I made the statement. And when I made the statement, there was the head of the prison, Yaka, and there was also Gininda, and there was also, I think, another gentleman. And when he made the statement, he says that gentleman, Yaka, was the one who interpreted the statement. That's his evidence.
But there are those part of the statement, my lord, that he says, this I do not know, it doesn't come from me. So the statement...
Who said it?
It's him.
No, he never said that.
He said it, my lord. There's a portion, my lord. There's a portion in the statement that talks about...
Wait. We're not reading the statement.
Yes.
Evidence regarding the statement was never adduced in this court. Was it adduced, sir?
I read the statement, my lord.
No. When you read it, did you read it in full?
I read the statement in full up to paragraph number 7. And then there's somewhere in the middle of paragraph.
So that statement was not fully read. Was it fully read?
It was fully read, my lord. The only part that I did not read in full was...
Yeah, fine. Then what did Mr. Buthelezi say? He also says he saw that the statement is true and correct. When you read it to him,
there are some other parts where he says he did mention, and then some other parts...
When the person who wrote down the statement, did he say he took an oath after that?
Yes.
Did he say that? Oh, let's play the record then. Because Mr. Nisi says that never happened, I suppose. But you say he took an oath. Did he take an oath or not?
Yes, there's an oath in the statement, my
No,
lord.
did he take an oath? He. Did Gininda say to him, do you take an oath? Who affirmed that statement, in other words?
Brigadier Gininda, my lord.
He signed Gininda.
He signed.
And the gentleman, Mr. Buthelezi, also signed.
That is correct, my lord.
So, Mr. Nisi says there are prerequisites which you must comply with.
Isn't it the court, I think I was still addressing the court.
Yeah, fine.
The court has asked me, what are those portions that this witness is distancing himself from?
Yeah, fine.
From the statement, there's a portion that talks about Mr. Sibiya. This witness says that portion, I'm sorry, I do not know it.
Yeah, so what?
I never spoke to Kininda about this.
Yeah.
All that I told Kininda was my whereabouts around the time at which the deceased in this case, that Senzomia, could have been killed. And he gave those specific dates. And Kininda went on to verify those dates. I, in fact, let me say the investigating team went on to verify those dates. On the second visit that they had with him, that's when Kininda went to him and said, we apologize. We've been able to verify that from this date up until this date, you're in incarceration, my lord. But that statement goes further and talks about the involvement of Sibiya in this case and all those hearsay evidence. And this witness says, that I do not know, my lord. Hence, I am saying, my lord, that this witness is distancing himself from that information, from that statement.
And you are suggesting that a trial within a trial should be held?
I'm not suggesting that, my lord. Even if a trial within a trial can be held, that will still be unconstitutional because that is not law, my lord. The Constitutional Court is very specific.
Okay, fine. Any other thing you want to add?
I'm saying, my lord, that the state in this instance cannot even begin to take this witness on the content of the statement because those jurisdictional factors have not been dispensed with, my lord, as per the decision of the Constitutional Court, which is the apex law, which is the apex court in terms of constitutional issues.
Okay,
thank you.
Let's hear you, sir.